What's happening, fellas? I'm Crazy Brit, and we're back with the GTTCC for race 2, Laguna Seca. It's their own car pick this time, and it's reverse grid from the first race. So on the pole is Gold in that gold Ferrari, very nice. In second then is Buffon in that Scirocco, and I see a little Crazy Brit sticker there, so thank you very much for that, sir. Much appreciated. Third place is Marshall. He's in that Hyundai Genesis, sorry. Then we go to Haz. He's in fourth place in another Scirocco. Fifth place is Martin. He's in a McLaren. Then we go on to Eddie. He's in that sixth place again, and he's got the Scirocco. Seventh is going to be Infinity Dave in the Lambo. Then up next is Danny. Eighth, he's in the Aston Martin. Great pick. Ninth place is Apache in the Supra. 10th place, interesting, don't see many two Mazdas around, but he's that's Groot in the Mazda then. Then we go on to Raffo in 11th place, sorry. He's going to start in the Ferrari, and I believe this person should have raced in the first race, but he was running late or whatever. Is G-Man in the Scirocco. Not sure what team he's for, so we're gonna get on with the race and get this started. We're gonna change the camera angle because this is not really great. We're gonna go back to here so we get to see the rest of the back start. Let's wait for the green lights to go on, and away we go. Marshall with a decent start, but Martin with an even better start gets onto gravel there as we head down to the first corner. He's going to try and get his teammate into turn one. Can he get it done? He's on the inside line. He gets himself up into second. Now Marshall going wide. He's coming under fire from everybody else. He's a little bit slow in the first two corners. Infinity Dave gets around him. He's on the inside. You've got to watch those sausage curbs as they head through the next corner. Under the Cooper Tires little bridge there. There's a little bit of a reshuffle in the back there as we go around the corner. Apache now down to 10th, Haz in 11th. G-Man in 12th in that Scirocco. The Scirocco is really bad off the straight, you'll find, but they will regain those positions along the track. As we watch G-Man, he's coming around and he's in last place. Anyway, back up to the front, we've got Gold in that number 45. He's heading through the corkscrew for the first time. He's followed by XR Group, a little bit of a late lum there. Infinity Dave, he's on the outside. Oh, there's chaos. Marshall's off the track as well. Let's see what happens here. So we're heading up to the corkscrew, then up the hill. Dave looks like he just outbrakes himself, gets onto the gravel, and then Marshall comes round. He tries to, oh, he clips the undulation there, gets onto the inside and gets on the gravel. Stays out the racing line so everyone can come past. And there's more trouble behind. Let's see what happened there. We've had more chaos. So Apache gets forced wide then by Haz. Haz must have gotten the curb and just sent him wide. He tries to defend against G-Man, doesn't quite do it. They're a bit late on braking. There's a little bit of a bump there. There's Martin, he gets onto gravel as well. They're three wide and they just meet in the middle. Don't know what happened to Apache there, but the cameras run up as well. They're both on the gravel. Can't really regain properly, and G-Man back up into 11th. Up into 11th, sorry. As we head up to the front, then Gold still leading the way from XR Group. He's up into second now. He's got a penalty. He's going to have to burn that off soon. Danny ST, he's in third. He's coming under pressure now from AD. AD goes for a lunge on the inside. Great move, overtaking to that corner there. There's a little bit of a lag there. The helicopter now follows the pack through the next corner. Through the right-hander, you've got to be careful on the gravel on the exit. There's Danny on the in fourth place. Now we've got this little gallop of cars. Buffon is trying to defend from Raffo. Infinity decals, and has an infinity decal, sorry. Has still got the windscreen wipers. Infinity Dave is right behind him. I think some drivers thought about pitting on this race, so we'll have to see what happens with that. but has now following Raffo up the hill. Raffo's already up into 6th place from last spot. Member, he won the race. He's already behind Groot, who was in 2nd, so Groot's doing good then from the back of the pack. He must have had a stonker of the lap in that Mazda. Very surprising, as we now head down the corkscrew, through the little left-hander, now down to the right-hander before we get to the last corner on the straight. And Buffoon goes wide on the gravel there, unlucky for him. You've got Groot serving that penalty, he's down to 4th, so now he is going to come under fire from Raffo then, so Raffo's going to be pleased about that. Buffoon now trying to defend from Haz, Infinity Dave, and look who's back. Marshall's back up into 9th. He's going to try and get a couple of places and follow these cars now, as Buffoon is coming under pressure still from Haz. Can Haz mount a charge onto the back of Buffoon? He's right behind him. Remember, don't hit the sausage curbs. You'll unsettle the car, put you on 2 wheels. We might see plenty of that as we head now. We've got quite a few touring car like cars with the Scirocco and the Hyundai Genesis there. As Marshall is on the outside. Can he get the move done on Dave? He doesn't. Is he going to let him in? It's very risky going too wide through this corner. He does let him in. So Dave goes past. Buffoon's having more issues there, as Haz is now up into 6th place. And Buffoon is falling down the order slowly, as Marshall now gets the overtake done on Buffoon. Has a look down onto the side of Dave there, doesn't quite get it done, decides to back out of that, but Dave gets a penalty. Oh! So Dave is going to have to try and find a place to burn this off. That's probably going to let Marshall come past. When he does he get it done in the corner? He does. Very strategic from Dave there, but Marshall's all over the back of him. He gets it wrong. He gets onto the curb there, gets on the gravel, just 1 wheel, still regains that 8th place though. So we head back down the field now. Buffoon 9th now, G-Man up into 10th, Martin down to 11, still having issues. Apache in 12th after recovering after that mistake on the first lap there. But Gold still in the way now from AD. Love this shot as the cars come over the curbs there. So AD in 2nd place now, he's doing really good in this race. Danny ST up into 3rd, he's doing well as well in that Aston Martin. Raffo now up into 4th place, he's got past Groot. He's going to be going after the top few cars. He's probably going to find himself into the top 3 in that, I think, the next lap or 2. Groot still holding the place now in 5th place. He's doing really well. Oh, and Hazard's off onto the gravel. He's on the outside there, on the dirty stuff. Let's have a look what happened there. Wonder if he clips the curb. He's going to push you out wide if you clip this curb on this corner. So he's following there. Yep, clips the curb, sends him out into the gravel, plants the power there to try and save it, gets into the wall. Dave is going to come past Marshall. Is Marshall going to get the move done on him? He's got dirty tyres, Haz does. Gets the move done, but here comes, and Haz finds himself into gravel. It's not going well for Haz today in this race, but here comes Buffoon. He's fallen down to 9th place now, Haz. G-Man is also catching up to him, closing that gap. He's going to have dirty tyres for a few corners. Can he clean his tyres? He's on the outside of the Buffoon. Is he going to be able to get a move done on the outside? It's going to be close there, side by side, but it looks like he's got that move done. So we head back up to 1st place then. Gold still in the way. Great race so far for him. We're not even 10 minutes in and he's already asserting himself as one of the top cars. That Ferrari always does well though. AD still in that 2nd place. Still a little bit of a gap to Danny in 3rd. But here comes Raffo. He's all over the back nearly of that Aston Martin. He's going to want to try and dispatch these next few cars as quickly as possible. Groot still in 5th place. He's just managing the gap as well now, trying to get rid of that penalty. 6th place is Dave. He's managed to get rid of that penalty. He gets it wrong through that corner as well. That's right on board with him. He's got Marshall behind him. Does he do the same as Has does? He does. He gets onto the curb, unsettles the car, gets onto the gravel. It's a bit more of an accident than Has was. He managed to get through then. Marshall now up into 6th place. So a little bit of a struggle there with the Lambo then, just because he gets on the sausage curb, goes for the corkscrew, and Marshall after that early accident then, trying to avoid Dave, he gets back up into 6th place. Has is now in 8th place, but he's got a penalty, so he's going to have to watch about overtaking. Buffon now down into 9th place, still doing good. He's following Has through. G-Man now in 10th place. He's caught this gap up considerably and is on the back of Buffon. He's going to try and get an overtake on a couple of cars maybe. Apache, he's in 11th place, now up into 11th, and Martin looks like he's having an absolute stinker of a race. Look at that beautiful livery design by Marshall. Marshall stickers on the side of that. Quick fit. Very nice. AD now up into 1st place then. So we missed the action up front as we check the back markers, but AD is now up into 1st. Gets a bit of a tyres on the gravel there, but it's still going well. Danny now up into 2nd, following him through. Go down into 3rd. Not sure if he had a mistake or anything, but now he's on the gravel. Oh, it's Danny SD is gone as well. Let's have a look what happened here. Does Danny do the same thing as Has and Infinity Dave has done? This corner is very tricky, catching a lot of people out. Yes, he does. Gets on the curb. There he goes into gravel. Gold has to take avoiding action. He spins into gravel, and there comes Raffo up into 2nd already. 6 laps in, and he's already up into 2nd. Absolute great job as the Ferraris thunder through the corkscrew there, and then the next couple of corners. Group now up into 4th, and Marshall is in 5th place. He's hunting his teammate down. Are these two going to play nice? Is he going to be able to get team orders maybe? Is Group going to let him pass because he looks very fast? Let's just hope he doesn't get stuck behind his teammate. Has now coming under pressure from Infinity Dave. Infinity Dave is all over the back of him, so is Buffon. But Dave's got a penalty still. He's got 4/10 of a penalty. He can't overtake Has until he gets rid of that, so it's gonna impede him with the cars behind him. Can he get rid of it on the corners though? This track is very good for getting rid of those penalties on the corners. You slow down considerably, especially on the last corner, which is kind of a hairpin, more of a left-hand turn. But oh, he gets on the sausage curb, managed to keep it planted though, as he's followed now through the next couple of corners from Buffon. Buffon flashing his lights. He did say on the first round that the flashing lights is just because he keeps manages to catch the light button with his fat fingers. I feel your pain, mate. I feel your pain. Buffon then still in 8th place. G-Man now in 9th place. Danny ST down to 10th after that little spin and catching the curb there. Absolute dreadful. Some of these corners on this track. Apache now still in 11th and Martin in 12th still, unfortunately. But back up to the front, Adi still leading the way in 1st from Raffo. Raffo's now hunting him down. He's in 2nd, followed by Gold in 3rd. Then we've got Groot in 4th, still leading the way from his teammate. His teammate's all over the back of him. Just hope he doesn't get stuck behind his teammate. Are they going to play nice as we head down into the first turn? Marshall's now coming on the inside. Is he going to be able to get the move done? He doesn't. He backs out of it. Tries to leave his teammate room. Oh, he runs on the gravel. Oh, that's bad. He's still in it though as the helicopter follows them through from the next corners. Is he going to get a penalty for that? He does. He gets a half-second penalty and he runs wide on the next corner onto the gravel then. Very unlucky for Marshall. He's going to have to regain his momentum and composure, get rid of that penalty, and then try for another overtake on his teammate. Has still in 6th place. He's still leading the way from Buffon. Now into 7th. Has got past Dave. Dave looks to be struggling on those tyres. He's coming under pressure now from G-Man as they run wide a little bit onto the gravel there. Is G-Man going to be able to make a move? He's going to go on the inside. Oh, he thinks the better of it. Going to stay too wide through that corner. Is very risky. must have been just making himself big in Dave's mirrors, just making him sure he's there. Danny now in 10th. He's trying to regain the gap up to these couple of guys up front. Apache in 11th still. And we've lost Martin. Martin must have quit the race. Struggling quite a lot. I know he likes a lot to drink on a race night, so that could have a factor as well, bless him. But as we head back up to front, first place gets it a bit wrong, gets a bit wide on that first turn then. And that's going to allow Raffo to catch up to him even more. Raffo still trying to hunt him down for first place. So he's leading the way from Gold. Gold still in that third place, doing a great job in third. Group still in fourth place. Not too far behind him is Marshall in 5th place. Next up is Haz in that Samsung Scirocco. He's doing a great job recovering after those that early little adventure off track to see the outside barrier. Is he going to make the same mistake as he did before? I'm pretty sure he's going to stay well away from that curb. As we head now through the corner, he goes. Yep, he stays well away from that curb. He's followed by Dave in 7th, who gets it wrong on the curb. Oh, he managed to save the car. Great save, Dave. That was a great car control there. Could have gone wrong like it did before, but he managed to control it just through there as they head for the corkscrew. Now G-Man's still there behind him. Can G-Man do anything? Buffon's back down to 9th now. Followed by Danny. He's closing the gap, still in 10th place. Apache's closing the gap to him as well. He's in 11th place as well. As we've got some pit stops, Haz is into the pits. He's going to go out for tyres. Is anyone else going to pit? I wonder. Very interesting strategy there then from Haz. Is he going to be able to have enough laps, enough time to get back up to where he was in 6th place? But as we look, Raffo's still even closer, getting closer still to that first spot of 80. Gold still in 3rd place. He just manages the gap, losing a bit of time now to where Raffo is sprinting ahead. Group still in that 4th place, leading the way from his teammate. Marshall is now closing the gap after losing that penalty. He's going to try and get back onto the back of his teammate as we're now on lap 10. Not even halfway through the race yet, so it should be probably 20-21 laps. Says that Marshall pitted on lap 5, but I think that's just because Has pitted. I don't think he pitted. Infinity Dave, oh, he gets it wrong again onto the gravel. That's going to allow G-Man to catch up to him again. He'll definitely looks like he's struggling, maybe tyre wear. Oh, he drifts around the corkscrew. Very nice, Dave, very nice. Very good drifting around there. He's known for the for drifting. Is Dave? Absolute loves to put on a show with that, especially with that Lambo as well. And G-Man's going to come across now. He's going to go for a dive onto the last turn. Gets the move done. Dave goes a little bit wide. So Dave falls down to 7th now. So maybe he's going to come in the pits like Has did. Buffon now up into 8th. He's followed by Danny in 9th. So they're going to try and mount a charge now onto, especially if Dave pits. If Dave pits, it's going to put these two up into 7th and 8th, sorry. So these two have got a good chance of getting a good result. Apache now up into 10th and not too far behind, well, a lot far behind is Has. He's only coming on to the first turn now. So can he get the pace from the fresh tyres and catch up Apache in 10th as he goes on the ground? That's not going to do the tyres any good. So he's looking a bit ragged in this race. Needs to settle down, regain the concentration, the composure, and try and put something together. But as we head back up to the front then, Eddie's still in that first position. As you can see, Raffo going a little bit wide there on the gravel. Regains the car. Great car control from all these fellas in the Elite 2, as you would expect. But Eddie's still leading the way. Raffo slowly catching up to him still. Wonder who's got the fastest lap. I haven't seen anyone. As you can see, Dave then into the pits. Then Dave into the pits. He's going to fall down the order. Is he going to drop down to 11th behind Has, or has he got enough of a gap to the rest? As we head back up to the front, and we'll come back to that in a minute. So Raffo still hunting down AD for that first spot. Gold still in that third place. There's a bit of a gap now to fourth place of group, but here comes Marshall. He's right behind his teammate again. Is he gonna try and get past him? Is Groot gonna let him past? We'll have to follow this one. But G-Man now up into 6. He's coming through the left-hander now up the hill. Danny ST, he's coming through the left-hander. A bit of a gap to that of 6th place for G-Man, but he's getting on a good comeback from the early mistake. Apache likewise, he's in 8th place now. Buffon in 9th. Has then up to 10th. And Dave is in 11th. He's a bit far behind Has, but these two then, interesting strategy from the pair. So we head back up into up to the top spots then. AD now coming under more pressure from Raffo. Raffo is right there behind him. I'd assume it's probably going to be either this lap or the next lap that Raffo gets on to the rear bumper of that Scirocco and challenges him for first place. Can AD hold on? As we head now closer to 20 minutes, we've only got nearly just over 10 minutes to go already in this race. This race has flown by so far. There's Raffo now mounting on the charge. Let's go on board with him. Let's have an on-board lap. I do believe he's the points leader in the championship so far. I think next race or the race after that, I'd probably run through the championship order with you guys and see what the point situation is like. As you see now, you're coming through the corkscrew. You've got to be very careful. Get the power on exit. Get the drive off. Now you've got to be careful on this corner. It's a late apex. You don't want to clip that curb on the inside. It will chuck you out to the gravel on the outside of the corner there. A little bit of a braking on this corner. You don't need to brake too much as he gets a good strong exit. Now down to this little left square left-hand. As you can see, Ada there gets on the curve there. That upsets the car. That's going to allow Raffo to try and mount a charge down to the straight. He's right behind him. He's going to go for the inside line. Is he going to be able to get it done? As they head side by side now down to the first two corners, can he get past? He's got the inside line. AD goes out wide. Is he going to be able to get the crossover? He's not. Raffo's up into first. 14 laps from the rear of the field up into first place. Great driving from Raffo. Great driving and defending from AD. But he holded on to that first place as long as he could, but Raffo is just too strong in that Ferrari, and he's going to go off into the sunset now and try and pull a gap onto second place of AD. Gold still in third place. He's going to try and get AD now that AD is into second. Groot still in fourth place. Teammate Marshall still in fifth place behind him. Is he going to be able to get past him on this next couple laps? We're running out of time. It looks like he's faster than Groot in that Mazda. Oh, there you go. Groot lets him past. They're side by side coming to the corkscrew. And there you go. Marshall gets past his teammate, and now he gets fourth place from him. So now he's going to try and mount a charge now to try and catch up to Gold and AD. Possibly a podium for Marshall then. Might have to follow. We're going to have to follow this and see if he does manage to get onto the back of Gold and AD. But now he's leading his teammate. G-Man still in that sixth place. He's doing a sterling job in that Scirocco for his first race. Not sure if he got moved up from another league or what, but for the first race in this particular league in Elite 2, he's doing a great job. Danny then down to 7th still. He's trying to regain after that early mistake. Still running well, still doing good, still in that Aston Martin, so good job from him. Likewise with Apache after that early altercation with G-Man after the corkscrew, but he's doing well in 8th place. Has passed Buffon for 9th place. So he's catching up. He's got a bit of a gap to go to 8th place of Apache, but can he do it? Can he get there? Likewise with Dave, he's slowly catching up to this battle for 9th place, but runs wide on the gravel there. So we'll just have to see if he can close this gap to 10th and 9th place. We head back up to the front then, as we're now heading on to the 22nd minute. So only just 8 minutes to go in this race then. Raffo still in the way from AD. AD falling a bit now from him, but is still sticking with him. Gold is right there on the start-finish straight. He's in 3rd place. Marshall still in his teammate. He's pulling away a little bit now from his teammate as we head down to the start-finish straight. That gap is coming down. It's coming closer. So can he get it done? Likewise, C Group there in 5th place. G-Man still in 6th place then. Looks like he's going to be coming under pressure soon from Danny and Apache. So that may be interesting, little interesting thing to watch. But as you can see, we've got a couple of groups then running around. You've got the 3 cars of the top 3 guys, then you've got 2 cars of the 2 teammates, then you've got these 3 running in close proximity together, and then we've got Haz and Buffon running, and Infinity Dave is still back in the pits then. I wonder what's happening with Dave. It looks like he's really struggling with the tyres. Unfortunate and unlucky for Dave. Hate to see him back there, but must be just this track. The car don't like the track, or it might have been off again and destroyed the tyres. But very unlucky for Dave there. So Raffo still leading the way in 1st place. Coming down now through the last corner. And if Dave doesn't come out the pits... Oh, there he is. Dave's come out the pits, but he's very close to being lapped. Which is not something I'd say, especially after the first race where Dave is really strong in the Megane. So it must be that the Lambo Dambo doesn't like this track. But same as there's no battles on track, I'm going to take this quick time to get a shout out to Marty O'Donnell, D4 TC I think it is. He's got a YouTube channel. He's doing some comms for the Infinity series. I'm not sure if he's doing comms for GTTCC, but great channel. Go check him out, subscribe, like his stuff. Also Idle 4 Gaming, Darren Baldwin, he's doing the Infinity comms this season. Likewise, go check him out, follow, like, subscribe. Great channels, both of them. I'll have to get the information for the other guys who do the rest of the GTTCC comms, and I'll do our shout out to them next week. Well, next time we do the race, which should be in a bit. Banging these few out. I know I've been behind, so catching up to them. But yeah, be much appreciated if you go check those guys out. They do a great job in commentary. Likewise with Dark Smoker, I know that's one. He's one of the best in the business, as they say. So a little shout out to him. And likewise, I'll get the information out for the other guys who do the commentary. We all take our time out of our own free time to bring you the commentary, so any support is much appreciated. But back into the race then. Raffo still in the race, as we've only got just under 5 minutes to go now, nearly 4 minutes. Lap 18 at the minute now. So Gold now up into 2nd. He's got past 80. 80's now probably suffering from tyre wear from that front engine car, front drive car, sorry. So, and I can see the gap is slowly coming down to Marshall. Marshall's just there. He's coming round that little kink now. Does he clip the barrier curve? No, he doesn't. As they head up the hill now, he can see him. You can just see Adi there at the top of the hill there. Is he going to be able to get to 3rd place, or is it going to be too late? as they head down the corkscrew. Love the sound of the car as they head and pops and bangs through the corkscrew there. He's 8 tenths down on his personal best sector, but he's still closing the gap then to that to AD. But AD is going to get the slipstream of gold, so he might just be able to open that gap again to Marshall. But Marshall's trying everything. You don't really see lots of many Hyundai Genesises, but he's doing a great job with that car so far this season. Decent result last time out at where did we race last time? Somewhere, I can't remember. It was weeks ago. But he did a great job there, and he's doing a great job here now as well. So down to group, he's in 5th place, just managing the gap. He's got pretty much no man's land now. He's got a sizable gap to Marshall, and a bit of a sizable gap to the guys behind as well. But as we head now, G-Man is now coming under pressure from Apache. Apache's got past Danny as well. Danny is now down to 8th. So Apache is ditching Danny and now catching up to the back of G-Man. Is there going to be more contact between these two? I know they had contact early in the race. Is there going to be more? As now G-Man is trying to go defensive. So what's going to happen? He's going to try and get a move onto the corkscrew, is he not? As they head up the hill, Danny's still there. He's managed to close the gap a little bit. Apache now just being careful. Doesn't want to force the issue a lot there. As they now head down through the bank's left-hander. Oh, Danny runs wide a little bit, but he's catching up considerably now. As now we head down to the final turn to start lap 20. And Apache gets the move done then. So does looks like Danny's going to try and get a move there, but he gets the outside move. No contact between the two, so it's all settled down between those two. And Apache now up into 6th place then. Is Danny going to try and get a lunge onto G-Man then for that 7th place? G-Man's looking like he's going to regain that position though for the moment. As we head now down to Hasden. Hasden now trying to regain that gap, but he's just not catching up as they thought he would do. So the pit strategy doesn't work. He's got a penalty of 3 tenths, but have you seen the size of the gap? It's just not working for him. Buffon in 10th, Dave in 11th, and he's about to be lapped. Very unfortunate for Dave. He's still on lap 19, so Raffo coming round, he's going to unfortunately lap Dave. Dave moves out of the way. Goal's right behind him. He's going to try and get past Dave now as well. So AD, he's coming round the last corner, and he's in 3rd place. But here comes Marshall. He's just coming out the exit of the last corner. It's going to be close. So we're going to head on to the final lap now for these cars. Can Marshall get any position and regain, try and get that 3rd place? Groot is going to come across the line. He's going to finish. He's going to start another lap in 5th place. So the first of the finishers then. Apache is going to finish in 6th place. He's going to get followed by Danny. G-Man, sorry, who managed to keep off Danny. Danny finishes in 8th place. So great comeback from those. 9th place is Haz. He's going to finish in 9th after pitting. Very unlucky. It doesn't work. Buffon's going to come across the line. He's going to finish in 10th. Unfortunately, he had to fall so far behind from 2nd, but looking like he's struggled a little bit on this track. Infinity Dave just been overtaken by Gold. He's going to finish at the same time as the leaders do, but he's going to finish a lap behind. So Raffo then coming across, coming through the corkscrew, through the left-hander, now through the right-hander. He's going to come across, down. Oh, there's Gold there. Gold's pretty close, but Raffo's just managing that gap as they go for the final corner. For the final turn, sorry. And Raffo is going to finish the race in 1st place. Gold's going to finish in 2nd. There's a spin from Dave. He's going to finish in last place, unfortunately. AD manages to keep on to that 3rd place. He's going to finish in 3rd. Marshall in 4th. He's going to finish in 4th. and Groot is going to come across the line, and he's going to finish in last place, 5th place, sorry, not last place. So another great race, and then from the boys in the Elite 2 league. Very good race there. Shame about the guys who pitted, especially Dave, who got lapped as well. Not something you want. But that's going to be it for this time. As I said, after the I do the next week's comms, next 2 races, sorry, I shall run down the points ready for tonight. Tonight we are, let me just pull my phone up and check where we're racing tonight. Unfortunately myself, I missed last 2 races at St. Croix. Over 3 minutes lapse from there, so that's going to be interesting to watch. But this Friday we're racing at Mount Panorama and Nodes GP, so very into iconic, interesting tracks. I'll surely have all the action from those 2 tracks sometime in the week. So until then, I've been a Crazy Brit, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.